Hello everybody and welcome back to Methods Monthly, the cubing news show where I try to infer what methods people are using for clock and get it severely, drastically, career-endingly wrong. But before I'd like to get into today's video, first, I would like to give a shout out to my channel member, singular, Eric Eber. So, there we go. If I had more channel members I would shout them out, but I've only got the one, but you know what? I'm thankful for that. Back to the video. So our first story, whether or not you consider it to be an alternative method, might be a bit contentious. If you disagree with me putting this in here, I understand, but Jung Nam has managed to get the 6x6 world record mean with Yao. Now, Yao is pretty popular as a speed method for big cubes. It's just that Redux has had the world record for so long, because of Max Park, that now Yao having a world record on big cubes does feel like a nice breakthrough. So the 104.46 mean for 6x6 world record with Yao, oh, you'd love to see it. Our next story isn't actually going to be about results. This series has always allowed stuff like advancements and new developments to come in. It's just that it's more often you see a good result, and it's also a lot easier to report on those. But APB has had a little bit of a rework. Previously, you would build a 2x2x3 block, and then you would build a pair and use an algorithm to insert that pair while solving edge orientation. That has been changed. Now you just make the pair and insert it, and then solve edge orientation afterwards. EO pair as a step was not largely liked by the APB community, so having this change is a lot nicer. It also removes 128 ALGs. The cost is that it adds 0.3 moves on average to the solve. And in return you get an edge orientation step that's nicer than the EO pair, probably nicer than the Petrus EO step as well. There's only 11 unique cases and all the edges are directly in front of you because you don't have to deal with back right because you solved that with the pair. So APB has had a bit of change and is looking very nice. But if we want to talk about APB results, the leaderboards have changed again and Robot Mania is sat comfortably at the top. APB now has a low 5 single and a sub 9 average of 100, which means that the APB method is about the same speed as me. That's crazy. Hey, at least I'm still faster than better. And speaking of the APB leaderboards, they are also now tracking one-handed times on its leaderboards, so that's going to be very nice. It's going to help us to keep track of things. For the record, there's nothing on average of 100 right now, and the best single is 11.58. So while there's not necessarily been any big barriers broken for OHAPB, they have a leaderboard now and we can track that, so very nice. This was a dumb idea. Now, next up is another one-handed solve, this time from CEOR, the method CEOR, which is kind of like Leo, which if you don't know, you solve the Roux left block, then edge orientation and down middle, then right block, and then ZBLOL. CEOR is kind of the same, except you first solve just like half of the Roux block with this little line on the bottom here, and you also solve corner permutation during that time. Then you carefully expand that to a full Roux first block, and then down middle right block, and then 2 GLL. It was always thought of to be a decent OH method, but didn't catch much mainstream usage because corner permutation at the very start is quite difficult. But now it has a sub 10 single, 9.85 by QBugs 101, and it's full step, so go on. Now, moving into some clock reporting, I've got to make up for last month's. Eddie Artsy has gotten a top 5 result in the world with Sheerin. Your new United States NR, that's right, a US NR. It's not North American record, it's not world record, it's just NR for the United States of America. That's rare. That's really rare, pay attention. Anyway, it is 4th in the world with a clock average of 3.49 using the Sheerin method. If I've been fed misinformation and Sheerin was not actually used, I swear to God I'm just leaving clock in the dust. Okay, alright. It was inevitable. We have to do the Roux section now. So starting out, Zuheng Sun has gotten the Chinese NR for 3x3 one-handed average with a 9.48 average. That is also less than a second within a world record and top 15 in the world, so congratulations. Speaking of top in the world for one-handed, Fahmi Olirakman had a world record best possible average in their most recent round of one-handed. At Bitter Speed Cubing 2024, the last round, the average ended up being a 924, but with the first 4 solves being a 918, a 1017, an 836, and an 801, the last solve just needed to be 800 or faster for an 8.52 average, a clean 0.12 faster than the world record if memory serves correctly. Fahmi dropped to 15 unfortunately, but it happens. This is pretty exciting because Fahmi has long since been considered a very, very top contender for one-handed, but has always struggled to get good performance in competitions with competition nerves and whatnot. But now, with getting back on their form for one-handed and starting to tame those competition nerves, maybe we'll see some good results soon. I don't know, I don't want to put too much pressure on. And the last thing that I'm going to report on for Roux is actually a 2023 ID. The Filipino Crimson Aradaza has managed to get a 650 two-handed average with Roux and a 926 one-handed average. This is a 2023 ID. This person is brand new on the block. 11th in the world one-handed with Roux. This method's crazy. So Roux is taking dub after dub after dub, especially in one-handed, but what else did you expect? This is a method's monthly staple now. Half the video is just talking about how good Roux is, Jesus Christ. Now, before I end the video, I would like to give a shout out to the person on the Google form that submitted 3D CFOP. I'm not going to report about it, but it was really funny, so well done, you got me, that was funny. Please take the form seriously. So again, the new form for the next month will be in the description, as well as following the naming convention. So if you could just go into a new tab and type in tinyurl.com/methods March 24, and you will get the new form. But Swagrid, there's been clock world records. Don't you want to talk about the clock world records? Not after last month, I don't, but I'm taking a break from clock world records. I'll see you all in March.